Marat Mubinovich Safin is a Russian politician and retired tennis player of Tatar ethnicity. Safin won 2 Grand Slam tournaments and reached the world #1 ranking during his career. He was also famous for his emotional outbursts and sometimes fiery temper on court. Safin is the older brother of former world #1 WTA player, Dinara Safina. They are the first brother-sister tandem in tennis history who both achieved #1 rankings. Safin began his professional career in 1997, and held the #1 world ranking for a total of 9 weeks between November 2000 and April 2001. He won his first Grand Slam title at the 2000 US Open after defeating Pete Sampras, and won the 2005 Australian Open, defeating Australian Lleyton Hewitt in the final. Safin helped lead Russia to Davis Cup victories in 2002 and 2006. Despite his dislike of grass courts, he became the first Russian man to reach the semi-finals of Wimbledon at the 2008 Wimbledon Championships. At the time of his final Grand Slam appearance at the US Open on September 2, 2009, he was number 58 in the official world men's tennis rankings. Safin is one of only 3 men to have managed to win a Grand Slam tournament where at least 3 of the Big Four have competed. Early life: Safin was born in Moscow to Tatar parents, Mubin Safin and Rosa Islanova. He speaks Russian, English, and Spanish as well as his native Tatar. His parents are former tennis players and coaches. His younger sister, Dinara, is a professional tennis player and silver medalist at the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing. Marat's father managed the local Spartak tennis club, where Safin trained in his youth alongside several tennis players, including Anna Kournikova, Elena Dementieva, and Anastasia Miskina. At age 14, Marat moved to Valencia, Spain to gain access to advanced tennis training programs which were not available in Russia. Safin says he grew up very fast, with no muscles, and that he moved to Spain because clay courts were better for the knees. In an interview with USA Today, Safin identified himself as a Muslim, stating, "I'm Russian, but I'm 100% Muslim. All the Muslim people are passionate, stubborn. We have hot blood." Tennis career: Safin started his professional career in 1997. In 1998, Safin consecutively defeated Andre Agassi and defending champion Gustavo Kuatin at the French Open. He won his first ATP title at the age of 19, in Boston, and later in 1999 he reached the prestigious Paris-Bercy final, losing a closely contested 4-set match to Andre Agassi. World #1 and Grand Slam history: Safin held the #1 ATP ranking for 9 weeks during 2000 when he won his first Grand Slam tournament at the US Open, becoming the only Russian in history to win this tournament in the men's singles draw, by defeating Pete Sampras in straight sets. However, a succession of injuries hindered his progress and Safin missed the majority of the season in 2003 as a result. Safin reached the final round in 3 more Grand Slam tournaments, all in the Australian Open in 2002, 2004, and 2005. He has cited nervousness as the reason for his loss in the 2002 event, and physical exhaustion for the 2004 loss. He defeated Lleyton Hewitt in the 2005 finals to secure his second Grand Slam in 5 years. En route to this final, he defeated top-ranked Roger Federer in a 5-set semi-final match, and future world #1 Novak Djokovic, who was making his first appearance in the main draw of a Grand Slam tournament, in the first round for the loss of just 3 games. After ending Federer's 26-match winning streak over top 10 players, Safin described the match as a brain fight. His best result at Wimbledon is reaching the semi-finals in 2008, beating world #3 Novak Djokovic en route. He often lost in the first or second rounds in other years, although he made the quarter-finals in 2001, losing in 4 sets to Goran Ivanisevic. Masters Series: Safin has won 5 ATP Tennis Masters Series titles during his career. His first was in 2000 when he won the title in Toronto, Canada. He holds a record-tying 3 wins in Paris, France, and 1 in 2004 in Madrid, Spain. Tennis Masters Cup: in 2004, Safin reached the semi-final of the Tennis Masters Cup in Houston, Texas, where he was defeated by Federer, 6-3, 7-6. The second set tiebreak was the third longest tiebreak in the Open era. Safin also reached the semi-finals in 2000 and 2002. Davis Cup. Safin helped Russia achieve its first Davis Cup victory in 2002, with a 3-2 tie-breaking win against France in the final round at the Palais Omnisports Paris-Bercy. His Russian team included Yevgeny Kafelnikov, Mikhail Yuzny, Andrei Stolyarov, and captain Shaimur Tapyshev. The team made Davis Cup history by being the second to win the event after losing the doubles tiebreaker, and becoming the first team to win a 5-set finals match by coming back from a 2-set deficit. Safin helped Russia to win the Davis Cup in 2006. After a straight sets defeat by David Nalbandian in his first match, his doubles victory against Nalbandian and Augusta M. Curry and singles victory against Jose Copyright Ekazuzo drove Russia to victory. In the 2009 Davis Cup quarter-final tie, Russia was upset by the Israel Davis Cup team on indoor hard courts at the Nokia Arena in Tel Aviv. Russia was the top-ranked country in Davis Cup standings and the stage was set by Safin, who prior to the tie told the press, "With all due respect, Israel was lucky to get to the quarter-finals." Safin was held out of the first day of singles and then went on to lose the clinching doubles match in 5 sets while partnered with doubles specialist Igor Kunitsyn. 2005. Prior to the 2005 Australian Open, Safin had caught fire towards the end of the 2004 season, thanks in part to his hiring of Peter Lundgren, and was seen as among the favourites for the title. Safin won the 2005 Australian Open. In the first round, he defeated future world number 1 Novak Djokovic, who was making his first appearance in the main draw of a Grand Slam tournament, for the loss of just 3 games. Then, in a rematch of the 2004 final, Safin defeated Roger Federer, in the semi-final 5-7, 6-4, 5-7, 7-6, 9-7, saving a match point late in the 4th set when Federer missed a between-the-legs passing shot. In the final, Safin went on to beat hometown favourite Lleyton Hewitt 1-6, 6-3, 6-4, 6-4. Safin attributed his recent revival and more consistent performance to the calming presence of his new coach Peter Lundgren, saying that "I never believed in myself before at all, until I started to work with him." Lundgren had been Federer's coach, until parting ways at the end of 2003. Safin hired Lundgren the following year. He was later defeated in the early rounds of each of the 7 tournaments he played between the Australian Open and the French Open. In June 2005, shortly after his unsuccessful French Open campaign, Safin made a surprise finals appearance at the Wimbledon tune-up tournament in Halle-on-Grasse. He lost the final narrowly to the defending champion, Roger Federer, 6-4, 6-7, 4-7, 6-4. During the clay court season, Safin suffered a knee injury, which he played through consistently all the way up until Wimbledon with the help of painkillers and AIs. He only played 1 tournament in the summer hard court season, in Cincinnati, where he lost in the quarter-finals to Robbie Ginpré. In the following years, Safin never fully recovered. 2006. Although a serious knee injury hampered his progression and rankings within the ATP, he made appearances at the 2006 ATP Masters tournaments at Indian Wells, Miami, Monte Carlo, Rome and Hamburg. On August 17, 2006, after a disappointing year during which Safin suffered injuries and his ranking plummeted to as low as 104, Safin temporarily parted ways with coach Peter Lundgren. After injuries set him back, Safin was ranked a lowly number 104, his worst ranking since May 1998. During his comeback at the 2006 US Open, Safin defeated Argentine David Nalbandian, who was then world number 4, 6-3, 7-5, 2-6, 3-6, 7-6, 8-6, in a riveting second-round match. Safin then lost in the 4th round to former world number 2 German Tommy Haas, Also in a fifth-set tiebreaker, 4-6, 6-3, 2-6, 6-2, 7-6. Safin helped Russia beat the USA 3-2 to gain a place in the finals in December 2006, and secondly with a good run at the start of the indoor season the Thailand Open where he was narrowly edged out by number 7 seed, James Blake. On October 14, 2006, Safin made it to his first final in a year and a half at the Kremlin Cup in Moscow, the first all-Russian final at that event, losing to compatriot, Ukrainian-born Nikolay Davydenko, 6-4, 5-7, 6-4. On December 3, 2006, Safin defeated Jose Copyright Ekazuzo 6-3, 3-6, 6-3, 7-6 in the fifth and decisive rubber of the 2006 Davis Cup, winning the Davis Cup for Russia. He had previously lost 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 to Nalbandian in his first match. In the doubles match, he teamed up with Dmitry Tasonov to defeat Nalbandian and Augusta M. Curry, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4. The 2006 Davis Cup final was played in Moscow on carpet, which suited both teams well. It gave Russia a slight edge as Argentina usually produces slower court specialists. Winning the Davis Cup for his country capped off a successful year and comeback for Safin in 2006. His 7 wins against top 10 players were fourth most on the ATP Tour behind just Federer, Nadal and Blake. Safin compiled a 19-12 record on hard courts, a 7-3 record on carpet courts, 6-7 record on clay courts and a 2-2 record on grass courts. Safin's overall match record for 2006 was 34-24. 2007. Safin did not play any warm-up tournaments in the run-up to the Australian Open. As Safin was forced to miss the tournament in 2006 because of injury, 2007 was his first Australian Open since he captured the title in 2005. Safin lost against 6th seed Andy Roddick in his third-round match by a score of 7-6, 2, 2-6, 6-4, 7-6, 2, in a grueling 3-hour match. Roddick commented after the match, "With Marat you know you are going to get an emotional roller coaster. You just have to try and focus on yourself and I was able to do that tonight." In April, Safin won the deciding quarter-final Davis Cup rubber against France, beating Paul-Henri Mathieu in straight sets. Safin reached the third round at Wimbledon, before falling to the defending champion Roger Federer. In July, Safin announced that he and his coach Alexander Volkov were parting ways, and that his new coach would be former pro Herna Ngumi. He won the doubles title at the Kremlin Cup in Moscow in October, his first ATP-level title since the 2005 Australian Open. 2008, Safin prepared for the Australian Open at the Invitational Exhibition Tournament, the AAM Icon Classic in Melbourne. Other players in the field were Roddick, Fernando Gonzalez, Nikolay Davydenko, Marcos Baghdatis, Ivan Ljubier and Andy Murray. Safin was victorious in his opening match, defeating Andy Murray 6-1, 6-4 before losing in his second match to Andy Roddick, 6-3, 6-3. In the third-place playoff, Safin rebounded from the Roddick loss and overpowered the prior year's Australian Open runner-up Fernando Gonzalez, winning the match 6-3, 6-3. Safin won his first-round match at the Australian Open against Ernest Gulbis in straight sets 0-6, 0-0, 6-4, 7-6. He was ousted in the second round after a grueling 5-set match against Baghdatis 0-6, 0-4, 6-4 to 0-6, 3-6, 6-2. In February, Safin was granted wildcards into the tournaments at Memphis and Las Vegas. In Memphis, he was edged out by his 2002 Australian Open opponent, Thomas Johansson, 7-6, 7-6 in the first round. In Las Vegas he was defeated by Lleyton Hewitt during the semi-finals round in 2007 7-5, 6-1. Safin was defeated by Hewitt once again by 6-2, 6-1 in 58 minutes. In March, Safin lost in the first round of Indian Wells and Miami, to Juan quarter Gen Meltzer and qualifier Bobby Reynolds respectively. In the Davis Cup between Russia and the Czech Republic, Safin defeated world number 9 Tomaso Berdych in a 5-set encounter, after being 2 sets down, 6-7, 4-6, 6-3, 6-2, 6-4. This was the first time in his career that he has come back to win a match after being down 2 sets. Safin's next tournament was in Valencia. He defeated former world number 1 and number 4 seed Juan Carlos Ferrero 6-3, 5-7, 6-4. In spite of the fact that Ferrero is from the Valencia region, Safin was the more popular player, having been based in Valencia for many years and being a well-known Valencia CF fan. A local player Ferrero controversially favouring Real Madrid. He played Dutch teenager Robin Haas in the next round. He won the first set 6-2 and was up 4-2 in the second set. However, Haas broke back to take it to a tiebreak. Safin had 4 match points, including 1 on his serve, but lost the tiebreak, and eventually the match. In the Monte Carlo Masters, Safin defeated Xavier Malisse 6-3, 6-2, but then lost to number 5 David Ferrer 6-2, 6-3. He then entered the 2008 BMW Open in Munich, Germany, where his first-round opponent was Carlos Berlocq. Safin won 6-3, 3-6, 6-4. In the second round he edged out Michael Berra 7-6, 4, 6-7, 5, 6-3, but lost to Fernando Gonzalez 7-5, 6-3 in his first quarter-final of the year, and the first since June 2007 at the Legg Mason Tennis Classic in Washington, D.C. Safin entered the 2008 French Open but was eliminated in the second round by countryman and number 4 seed Nikolay Davydenko, in straight sets, 7-6, 6-2, 6-2. Ranked at number 75, Safin entered the 2008 Wimbledon Championships where he defeated Fabio Fognini 6-1, 6-2, 7-6, 3, in the first round. In the second round he defeated number 3 player and 2008 Australian Open champion Novak Djokovic 6-4, 7-6, 3, 6-2. Safin's victory came as a shock as Djokovic was described as a serious contender to win the tournament. In the third round, he defeated Italian Andrea Seppi, 7-6, 3-6, 7-6, 6-4. In the round of 16 came Stanislas Wawrinka, whom Safin defeated 6-4, 6-3, 5-7, 6-1. This was the first time he had reached the quarter-finals in a major tournament since the 2005 Australian Open. Safin went on to defeat Feliciano Lacubde-Pez 3-6, 7-5, 7-6, 1, 6-3 in the quarter-finals to set up a semi-final clash with defending champion Roger Federer. Safin lost the match 6-3, 7-6, 3, 6-4. His run to the semi-finals was his best record in Wimbledon and made him the first Russian man to ever reach a Wimbledon semi-final. Safin attributed his great run at Wimbledon down to the hard work he was putting in with coach Herna Ngumi. Safin then played at the Swedish Open, on clay, in Bärjenstad against Mark Lacubde-Pez, winning 7-6, 7-5 in the first round. He lost his second-round match against Potro Staros. Safin was awarded a wild card into the Rogers Cup Masters tournament in Toronto. He played Sam Querrey in the first round, winning 6-3, 6-3. Because of rain delays, he had to play his next match against Swiss Stanislas Wawrinka on the same day. He lost that match 6-3, 6-4. Safin was seeded 5th for his next tournament, the Countrywide Classic in Los Angeles. He defeated Americans John Isner 6-3, 6-4 and Wawrinka 6-3, 6-2 in the first and second rounds respectively to advance to the quarter-finals, where he was defeated by Denis Gragmer, 3-6, 6-3, 6-2. In the US Open, Safin lost in the second round to Tommy Robredo 4-6, 7-6, 6-4, 6-0. At the Moscow Kremlin Cup, he defeated Nomo Kun, Julian Benito, Nikolay Davydenko and Misha Zverev, only to lose to another compatriot Igor Kunitsin 7-6, 6-7, 6-3 in the final. It was Safin's first final appearance since 2006, in the same event. Following the Kremlin Cup, Safin withdrew from the Madrid Masters event with a shoulder injury cited as the reason. His next event was the St. Petersburg Open, at which he lost in the second round. He then lost his first round match at the final ATP tournament of the calendar, the Paris Masters. He lost the match to Juan Mükubnako 6-0, 7-6. In the post-match conference, he raised the possibility of his retirement from the sport. Via a message posted on his official website, he said he was going to take a holiday and then seriously consider his options regarding his future in tennis. He finished the year 2008 ranked at number 29. 2009, Safin started the 2009 season by playing in the Hopman Cup event in Perth with his sister, Dinara Safina. He arrived at the event sporting a bandaged right thumb, 2 black eyes, a blood-filled left eye, and a cut near his right eye, all suffered in a fight several weeks earlier in Moscow. In the 2009 Hopman Cup, the pair played off in the final representing Russia, but each was defeated in the singles rubbers. Safin said he had decided to play the 2009 season because of a great offer from his manager Ion Angstrom Sentiriak. He made this decision despite not having a coach. Safin withdrew from the Kuong Classic tournament because of a shoulder injury, but recovered to play his first-round Australian Open match, which he won in straight sets over Iván Navarro of Spain. In the second round, Safin defeated another Spanish player, Guillermo Garca a la Cubed Pez. In the third round he came up against Federer and lost in straight sets. His next tournament was the Barclays Dubai Tennis Championships. He exited in the first round to Richard Gasquet, and exited in the semi-finals in doubles with David Ferrer. In March, Safin helped Russia advance to the Davis Cup quarter-finals by beating Victor Crivoy of Romania in the first rubber in straight sets. Starting the year at 29 in the world, he placed in the top 20 during the year, for the first time since the end of January 2006. His doubles ranking also improved from 300 to 195. In the first round at Wimbledon, at which he was seeded number 14, he was upset by 21-year-old American Jessie Levine, 6-2, 3-6, 7-6, 6-4. Safin played at Catella Swedish Open in a claret tournament at Ballonstad where he lost to Nicolás Almagro of Spain. He began his hard-court season by making it to the quarter-finals of the LA Tennis Open where he lost to Tommy Haas, 7-6, 3, 6-2. He lost in the first round of the US Open, his last ever Grand Slam, to Austrian Juan Gien Melzer, 1-6, 6-4, 6-3, 6-4. After a second-round loss in the PTT Thailand Open, he has found some late form coming into the China Open tournament held in Beijing. Beating Jose Copyright Ekazizo in the first round 6-4, 6-2. In the second round he played Fernando Gonzalez and likewise in his previous round, he produced a win. 6-3, 6-4. In the quarter-finals, he lost against top-seeded Rafael Nadal, 3-6, 1-6. As the tour rolled into Moscow for the Kremlin Cup, it marked the beginning of the end for Safin, as he played his last competitive matches in his native Russia. He defeated world number 6 Nikolay Davydenko, 4-6, 6-4, 6-2 in the first round, but lost in the second round. He then played at the 2009 St. Petersburg Open, reaching the semi-finals. Retirement. Safin's final tournament as a professional tennis player was at the 2009 Paris Masters. In the first round, he saved 3 match points with 3 aces against Thierry Ashen, eventually prevailing 6-4, 4-6, 7-6, 3, with a total of 24 aces and 41 winners. On November 11, 2009, Safin's career ended with a second-round defeat by Juan Martín del Potro, 4-6, 7-5, 4-6 in 1 hour and 56 minutes, after which a special presentation ceremony was held on centre court at Bercy. Fellow tennis players who joined him in the ceremony included Juan Martín del Potro, Novak Djokovic, Gilles Simon, Tommy Robredo, Federico Gilbert, Ivo Karlovic, Albert Costa, Marc Rosset and Jans Elenoui. Characteristics. Safin was known for his emotional outbursts during matches, and has smashed numerous rackets. Safin is estimated to have smashed 48 rackets in 1999. In 2011, Safin stated that during his career he broke 1055 rackets. Playing style. Boris Becker, in 1999, said that he had not seen anybody hit the ball as hard from both wings for a long time. He is also capable of playing at the net, with his volleys also being effective. However, lack of consistency has been described as Safin's ultimate weakness, since 2005. Safin considers grass to be his least favorite playing surface, even though other opponents with similar playing styles generally dominate on it. Safin had his best performance at Wimbledon in 2008, where he reached the semi-finals. He dismissed his performance in the 2001 tournament, in which he reached the quarter-finals, as a result of luck. Safin has said it's difficult to break serve. It's difficult to play off the baseline because of a lot of bad bounces. With Safin's semi-final performance at Wimbledon in 2008, he became the 4th of 5 active players at the time to reach the semi-finals in all 4 Grand Slams, joining Roger Federer, David Nalbandian and Novak Djokovic. Other active players have since then joined the list. Equipment. Safin has used the Head Prestige Classic 600 since 1997. However, throughout the years sported numerous paint jobs of the latest Head Prestige rackets. His rackets used to be strung using mґ'bʲinəvʲɪt versus Natural Team Gut 17L gauge, but he then switched to Luxilin Big Banger Original at 62 pounds to 67 pounds. Major Finals, Grand Slam Finals, Singles, 4, Masters Series Finals, Singles, 8, Career Finals, Singles, 27, wins, Doubles, 6, wins, Runner-ups, Singles Performance Timeline. To prevent confusion and double counting, information in this table is updated only after a tournament or the player's participation in the tournament is concluded. Davis Cup matches are included in the statistics. 1 held as Madrid Masters in 2009. 2 held as Stuttgart Masters until 2001 and Shanghai Masters in 2009. Post-retirement career. Since retirement, Safin has been an official for the Russian Tennis Federation and a member of the Russian Olympic Committee. In 2011 he began playing at the ATP Champions Tour. In December 2011, Safin was elected to the Russian parliament as a member of Vladimir Putin's United Russia Party, representing Nizhny Novgorod. On December 17, 2012, he voted in support of legislation in the Russian parliament banning the adoption of Russian orphans by United States citizens. See also: List of Grand Slam men's singles champions, references. External links: Marat Safin at the Association of Tennis Professionals, Marat Safin at the International Tennis Federation, Marat Safin at the Davis Cup, 1, Marat Safin Insight.